Hello, hello, Home Squad Sports. We are here after week 0. We finally made it. First review show of the year. Very excited to get after it. Hope everyone's off to a great start of the week. We're going to help you get off to a great start. Dalton, how you feeling, man? I know you're a little under the weather here. That's why we're remote today, but how you feeling besides that, just about football being back at least? Does that help at all?
I mean, it's better this week than next week, right? I'll get over it by next weekend, so it's all good. Ready to see Florida play, man. Ready to see my team, and a lot of good games next week. But this the 5 games we had. They were pretty good, man.
They were. It was great, and like I said, football is always going to help. And Dalton's not the guy that usually gets sick, so man, it's hope get well soon for our guy here, and we'll be out to rolling, man. We got tailgate next week. Then week 3, he's going to be on the road going to LSU, but that's in the future. Let's go ahead and get into week 0. We had a lot of stuff to go over. We got the game in Dublin, Ireland, which was crazy because of the rain. We had Kansas State and Iowa State. What was your thoughts overall in week 0, especially that game? Because that's the one we'll go ahead and go over first.
That one was sloppy, man. The first half, at least. Four fumbles, two by each team. Dylan Edwards apparently. Some people are saying fake injury. I'm not one to, not a skeptic. I don't know.
Yeah.
He did walk off the field looking fine, but sloppy first half, second half offense is really settled in though. Kansas State defense just couldn't get off the field, man. The whole second half, Iowa State time possession, they really won that. And Kansas looked really good though. Kansas looked really good.
Yeah, yes, they did. Yes, they did. But like, obviously, Kansas State couldn't get the job done. I would have liked to see that, especially with it's weird seeing a conference game first week and having big implications first week. You're battling and a rivalry on top of that. It was weird to see it not played at least here. At least one of those places. I wish they would have done that, but it was a pretty good game once the weather kind of cleared up a little bit. It was pretty bad first half, and nobody could really throw. And you brought up a good point, which I'd never seen the people say about Dylan Edwards possibly faking the injury. People who didn't get the catch to watch the game. He first play of the game or his possession, it was a punt return. He muffed the punt, fumbled it, and then he was out. Right?
Yeah, that's what happened. And he walked out the field looking fine. So some people were saying he faked it, but we'll see in the coming days.
Hey, I know. I'm glad that's a different outlook because I didn't really hear anyone say that. Not saying that it's not true. It's just that's interesting because yeah, it was like you didn't see him come back. You really, as a if you're a player, you want that redemption, and if you got a good rapport with a coach, usually they're a call play for you right after that, just to get you going to get it out your head. So now, yeah, that's really interesting. So, but Avery Johnson didn't get it done. We can get into this team stats here, but man, your guy Rocco Becht, your guy, you the one who put me on to him. He was out there slinging, didn't take any big chances. He, played within the game, let it come to him. The weather was an issue. You could tell he was playing on real grass because the paint was off. Looked like the
Yeah,
freaking Tebow game when he had all that paint on his jersey.
that's
But it was a good game, and the quarterback matchup was good. Did you see Avery Johnson's dad getting that fight after the game? Did you see that? Yeah. Supposedly. I mean, we got clickbaited last. I got clickbaited last week with the UCLA Nico Amaliva, but
oh
yeah,
yeah. Apologies for that.
yeah, that was crazy. So clickbait media, man. I thought that's like I think that was like started in like COVID, right? Like,
I think that one was no three, right? It was no three that
yeah,
tweeted it.
number
It
3, yeah,
offered, and
yeah. I
they got
guess
my boy,
they
but
got us.
it's
They
happened
got us.
a couple times
Yeah,
too. So I ain't mad at them. It happens. It's happened to everybody. I've gotten the group chat from people.
yes, Intel.
I was like, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, we got Sintel. But the game obviously was real, and Avery Johnson, he can run, he can throw. Everyone knows that. But he was just, I don't know. My stock kind of remained the same, if not went down a little bit, and it was supposed to go up this year. This was a big prove it year for this guy. And they come off week 1. There's no ramp up game with an FCS opponent, nothing like that. They're straight up into a rivalry game. What's your thoughts on playing a rivalry game first week?
I mean, Kentucky Louisville used to do it, right? Or
Yeah,
in-state rival, but they changed it. They used to do it. I don't know. It's a good and bad of it because the good is the fans are going to be even more into it than they would be a normal game and a normal rivalry game. It's the first week of the year, um, so that's the good of it. But the teams aren't as good as they're going to be either, so that's the bad of it. A lot of sloppy play that wouldn't be there at the end of the year. Both teams they're not their best.
yeah, exactly. And here's the numbers. Let's go ahead and tell the tape here. Yards per play, 6.5. I mean, 6.7 for Kansas State. Still couldn't get it done. 74 plays though for Iowa State as opposed to 57. That's where you keep the team off the field, and that's big. So. It's
Carson
pretty
Hansen,
crazy.
running back for Iowa State. Carson Hansen, man, he just kept getting the first down. Second half, he was explosive.
Yeah, he was. I know he was really good. He was. I think we really we're going to go ahead and get into our player of the week here, which is out here on this fine Monday. But he was really up for the running. He almost he was going crazy. A lot of running backs going crazy this week. UNLV had a guy going nuts. I mean, we'll get into it, but here's just the stats as we look into it. Anything surprising here, Dalton?
I mean, yeah, you look at the passing yards. Avery Johnson threw the ball pretty well, right? But he didn't get the big play, 4th and 1, own side of the field. They call his number. He has blockers in front. He kind of rushed it though. He didn't wait for the pull and guard on the right side. He should have went right behind him. Instead, he tried to make it himself, and he got stopped short. So he got to be more patient, let his blocks develop, man. And he would have got the first. Who knows what would happen in the game then? He hit a big play after that, but that was more of a coverage bust than anything. So that helps the stats a lot there. That 60-yard touchdown or whatever he had to
That
Jaron.
is true.
To
You brought
Jaron.
up you
Yeah.
brought up two great points there. I'm glad. I think the play call wasn't the great though. If you're going to go run it with a quarterback, just go dive. I hate zone. Just taking the step outside. That's an extra half step the defense gets on you. I just think you should always just go dive or have at least a lead block, right? Like, what do you think of when you're running a power or zone on a 4th and 1 play? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to. I like the classic under center on 4th and 1. Honestly,
Right.
I know the defense knows this,
Right.
but I know the defense knows what's coming. You got to trust your own line and
Yeah.
trust your guys. I don't know. But like I said, it wasn't the best play call, but they're still there if you let his blocks. He beat his guard out there. He didn't wait.
It's true. It's true. It's all about having a high IQ. I think he's got a lot of talent, but you got to have all aspects when you're thinking of in a pro level because obviously he's a solid college quarterback. So yeah, it was a good game, man. Rivalry, obviously, and then we'll see what happens if these teams can keep it rolling there. If Kansas State can recover, and I think there was some. It was kind of a joint effort with coaching and players, but a couple of these games, man, just was a straight rout. But 30-point favorite UNLV was Dan Mullen making his debut at UNLV. Everyone's looking at this game like, okay, this is a cupcake game, Idaho State. And then it was not. Idaho State got up on them early, got up 10-0. And I would know because I bet Idaho State to punt first drive like an idiot. And thought they were going to come through for me, but they didn't. But it's all right. UNLV did recover, but it did not. It was not pretty, and it kind of leaves some question marks for people with Dan Mullen. I know with you being a Florida Gators fan, Dalton, your former coach Dan Mullen, you got some mixed feelings about him. What was your thoughts on the game? Did they deserve to win?
I mean, their defense didn't play good at all, right? 380 passing yards for their quarterback. Running back had well over 100. Outgained in the game, 555 yards for Idaho State. Just bad defense for UNLV. The fumble by Orgy on the first drive,
Yeah.
going in the end zone was a big play. Kalandre, I think, separated himself this game.
He did, and then everyone know if you weren't following, they were going in with two quarterback system there. They were going with Alex Orgy, the Michigan transfer, and then Calandra, and both are. I mean, Orgy just is not much of a thrower. He's a runner. We've seen that last year, and then he made the mistakes early. They put Calandra in. Looks like he's probably secured the job, but he barely secured the win because Idaho State got four turnovers, three of them being picks, and I think it would have been a total different story if they wouldn't have got those picks. So total plays here 77. They still got more than UNLV, which is surprising. Both are getting no defense, not a lot of defense playing here. 7 yards per play, yards per pass, almost 10 yards with UNLV, which is decent. You like to see that. But look at these rushing yards, 300 rushing yards. I mean, that's going to win you the game. But you would think, look at these stats. Just look at the stats. Okay, 300 rushing yards, and we passed for 232. Okay, we definitely beat this team by 30. No, they barely beat a FCS team. So what do they have to improve on? Obviously, keeping the ball, on their side of the field and just not turning it over. Anything else you saw that they're going to have to get better at, or they're going to get smoked here once they get FBS, talent?
I mean, they're gonna have to stop the run, right? They're running. Idaho State's running back just went off,
Yeah,
and
crazy.
yeah, and then the quarterback threw for 380. Yeah, he had some picks. A lot of them were just bad throws, not the great defensive plays, though.
Yeah.
So they just got to improve on defense, man. The offense looked good. The Mullen's offense looked good. I figured it would in the FCS level. But their defense got to improve, man. Yeah, the running back had 18 carries, 132 yards, 7.3 yards per carry. So they're going to face a lot better backs this year than this guy. So no disrespect to him, he's a baller, he balled out, but they're going to face higher quality backs. So they're going to have to figure that out, or they're going to lose more games than people expected.
Yeah, I know. And then Dan Mullins had some great offenses in the past. He was good at Mississippi State. Really couldn't get it going at Florida. It was a recruiting thing, but good X's and O's guy. We're going to see what happens here in the future and what they can do. I know Idaho State might be a team to watch out for because, in the FCS, they might be a team we see in the playoffs because they played pretty solid, man. Like they
Oh
played
yeah,
tough. They weren't scared at all.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Yeah, I haven't looked their schedule. We'll have to look more at that, but they might have a shot. Shout out to the UNLV running back too, Jaden Thomas. 10 carries, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns,
Dog, dog.
14.7 yards per carry. I think that's pretty good.
So close. He was up there, a candidate for MVP week 0. If you're familiar with the program, we do a player of the week. If you're not, now we do a player of the week every single week. We look at all the stats. Now, we were pretty lucky. We didn't have a Rolodex of players to choose from with it being week 0, only a handful of games. But this week, it's going to be a tall task on finding out who that MVP is. But it was still hard because we had a lot of guys ball out. Another team we saw ball out was Kansas. Kansas Jayhawks 31-7 over Fresno State. Kurt Warner's son there, quarterback. Everyone thought he was going to come out and play good. I was only bet I won. One of the only bets I won for the week so far, besides my big one I got going, is I had Fresno State punting. And man, I don't know. I didn't expect Kansas to come out this hot. Everyone expected Kansas to have a big first half of the season as opposed to last year. And Lance Leipold there is a dog. Jalen Daniels is really in his final lap of his career. What'd you think of the game before we get into the stats, Dalton?
Yeah, they Kansas played well, man. First drive defensively, Fresno State marches down the field, scores. I think it's going to be a shootout, right? I think both teams are going to score a lot of points, but Kansas defense really settled in after that first drive, man. They figured out what was going on, and they shut Warner down, 2 picks, no tuds. Great defensive performance, and then Jalen Daniels, man, 18 for 20, very efficient. Last year he struggled with turnovers, 12 picks, a lot of fumbles. It's good to see him have no turnovers, 90% completion. Not many deep throws, but he took what the defense gave him, and he put up 31 points. I think that wins most games, right?
Right, and no one's questioned Jalen Daniels' athleticism, his ability. It's all about decision making. A lot of times, he kind of reminds me of last year with Jalen Milroe. Kind of had the same problems. But he didn't have the luxury of having Alabama talent around him. Jalen Daniels, man, he's really going to skyrocket, I think, on people's boards. Um, he was really good at just running his cuts and his vision and choosing when to run and where to run in the pocket. He was fun to watch, man, and one of the most fun performances to watch this week because people know his name. He's been around the game for a while, and hopefully he goes out with a bang. What's your thoughts on it as a pro prospect? Obviously, we're only a game in, but is he a draftable guy? If so, which day do you think?
I mean, 6 year senior got that going against him.
Yeah,
Been hurt so much.
it's true.
And then coming off a bad season last year, Kansas was ranked preseason top 25 and finished 5-7. Um, Most expectations they had since Mangino era going into last season, right? Devin
Yeah.
Neal balled out. He had a great running game. Daniels though, 14 touchdowns, 12 picks. He was a problem last year, unfortunately. So if he plays like this though, Kansas is going to be a problem.
I agree. I agree. I think it's going to be a great year for them. I think it's going to be a good bounce back, which is good to see because it was just so unexpected. The year they had last year, I don't know. I don't think anyone saw that coming, right?
I thought they were going to be really good last year. I was with I like the top 25 ranking preseason last year. I looked at their roster; they had a lot of good players. But yeah, Jalen Daniels just played bad last year. Um, it happens. Sometimes you have bad years, but I think he'll bounce back this year for real. We had Kansas having a good year, right? 8-4 or something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think they're going to have a good year, and 383 yards. You're going to have to get that up as the competition gets up. But hey, 31 points. That's going to win you a handful of games if your defense can only allow 7. So shout out to Kansas. They had a good game. I think everyone was expecting that to be a little bit closer. So that was great.
Yeah,
But
one more shout out for them. Transfer receiver Cam Pickett from Ball State had two touchdowns in his debut for Kansas. Looks like the number one receiver there. They needed a guy to step up. Looks like he's going to be the guy. So good for Daniels. He needed a guy to replace Luke Grimm last year, who was number one for like 3 years.
yes, yeah. There's a lot of guys that's been showing out, and It's going to be so hard. I mean, I wish they had like a, I don't know, like a G5 Heisman. I seen somebody say they should have a G5 playoff. What do you think about that?
That'd be pretty cool, man.
I would like that. I think
Yeah,
they should do it.
that'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of these teams we talk about probably, making it like WKU. It's the next game we're going to get into. And God, did they put on a show? I think this is the only team that beat the spread, possibly. I think they're the only team that beat this. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, besides
it
Kansas,
did.
I
Yeah.
think Kansas did. But if you go back on our last stream, that is the only game I said. If you are a betting person, this is the only sure lock was them covering. They had Maverick Mcivor making his debut. Long story, long list of quarterbacks at WKU who guys have transferred in specifically just from FCS. If you look at their list, they had Reed, they had Zappy, and I mean, all they're going to add to the list here with McIver, it looks like they had a lot of receivers that had some bright spots, but Henry is my guy that I think is going to be their wide receiver one. Kind of had my thoughts on going into the season. We were doing some previews. He was on our players to watch, and it looks like they're going to have a pretty fruitful season because wow. What a debut. 400 yards for McIver. He was only projected 200 yards. What'd you think of the game, Dalton? What do you think of the tops this year?
They look good on offense again, right? I mean, they always have a good quarterback, no matter who it is. I thought this guy was going to be good, and it looks like he is.
Heck yeah.
Incarnate word transfers are usually pretty good. Seems
Yep.
like. I don't know. They have a good receivers. They have a good quarterback. Their defense play better than usual. This could be a really good team this year.
This could be a good team. The defense made some mistakes, but they're going to play better. I think so. 25 points. Their quarterback for Sam Houston State got to give him some credit. He was running out there, running and gunning. Kind of was like Tim Tebow out there. He ran a quarterback draw for about 40 yards all the way to the house, and I was impressed by that.
He had
But
a lot of rushing yards last year.
yeah, he was good, and they say this guy's good coming in. I look at him, I'm like, he doesn't look that mobile. I'm watching the game, and this guy's just taking off. So I think you bring up a middle linebacker. They were doing a lot of cover zero, which was a little, I don't know, a couple defensive calls, but then later in the game they got a pick, and they pretty much sealed it up, which was pretty good to see. Really excited for Maverick McIver because he threw up some crazy stats. Let's go and bring up the team stats before we get into some player stats. So Sam Houston State obviously is replacing their whole defense, and then WKU's got some new coaches as well. WKU came in obviously with a new quarterback, but they did bring in a new offensive coordinator, which was McIver's head coach last year, which is pretty cool to see. I love seeing a coach and a player come together, and you really rarely see it with offensive coordinator and the quarterback. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
he's the head coach, right?
yeah, yeah. So that's good to see. I think he's going to rely on him a lot, McIver. So if you're a betting person, bet McIver. I would say passing yards because he was only projected 200, and look what he did here: 400 yards. And Katie Hutchinson got a touchdown as well on the receiving end, and then Henry, I think he had 7 catches for like 140.
Yeah, 148 and a tutty. 1,100 yards last year at West Illinois. So it looks like he's going to transfer his game from the SCS level up, man. He's just a baller, I guess.
Love it, love it. I love a good FCS transfer when it translates, and it looks like they're going to have multiple to kind of hang their hat on. So let's get into it, Dalt. I mean, player of the week. Let's go. We gave it to Maverick McIver. You've seen on our socials, we got that out, and Maverick McIver got our first player of the week. Shout out to him. Great performance. Make it up to the big leagues, they so to say, with FBS. Uh, what'd you think about it? I mean, this guy's looking at Senior Bowl list. He's on the 300 watch list, so I think a lot of people are going to get familiar with this guy.
Yeah, he's another gunslinger for WKU. Fits in with
Another one.
fits in with the culture perfectly. You can tell from the first snap, he just fit in with their game. I like him a lot, and I think he's going to throw for a lot of yards this year. Like 400 yards is going to be the norm. That's not going to be weird.
I know, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to have him. Now they do have an FCS matchup. I think North Alabama coming up this week, and he's probably going to light him up. I mean, Henry's probably going to light him up. Really to see what they're.
Alabama, yeah.
North Alabama, Northern Alabama,
Feel
NAU.
bad for them, low key.
Might be a long night, and that's going to be another home game. They started out with the home game. Dalton played on the WKU's field for our state championship game. I was injured, unfortunately, but Dalton played on the field. I mean, he knows how to. It's a pretty nice stadium, LT Stadium, but the hard balls are like invested in it because they're like really connected to WKU somehow, and pretty crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
It would have been better if we didn't get blown out, but
Yeah, we got our team got blown out in the state championship, but we were facing the defending national champions. So
they were
I
like
will
number
say we
3
faced.
that year. So
And then they had Brian Dawkins' nephew at running back who played in the league for a little bit. Dalen Dawkins played for the Titans, and then James Quick, who was the U.S. Army All-American MVP that year. So I mean, but hey, we had a dog, and WKU. It's great because our wide receiver ended up going to Western Kentucky, ended up being the all-time leader and the best player. It's probably ever put on a Hilltopper jersey. So shout out to Taywan
he's up
Taylor.
there.
If you
He's
got
up
a He's up there. When he finished, when he graduated, he was tied for 10th all time receiving touchdowns in NCAA history. So he
I like,
was ahead
I
of
was
it.
a little biased, but I still might have to lean Rainey. He kind of put him on the map.
Yeah, Rainey was nice because he had a pretty good pro career, as
But
well. And our guy Taywan, went pro as well. Got drafted third round, which is something we never thought we would see.
crazy,
But
crazy.
crazy. And then a lot of these guys, Hilltoppers, man, now they've just been putting them kind of left and right. I mean, quarterbacks. I mean, really doesn't matter. Your offensive line, they've got linebackers. They've pretty much put you name it. Um, they've put guys every year, at least on a practice squad or on a 53-man roster. So we'll see what Maverick McIvor does. He might make his way, into the league and on the list of great quarterbacks that's played at WKU. And we're excited to see what happens. So, all right, Dalton, let's get into our last game of the matchups next week. Here we will have, pick six games to look at, and we're real excited because you can catch us Wednesday night live. Let's go over the Stanford game. This is a very interesting game. I hope everyone was at least saw the highlights and how this game unfolded because I think it should have went the other way. If you really want my honest opinion, I really do think it should have went the other way. What's your thoughts on the game, Dalton?
I mean, Stanford just couldn't throw the ball, man. Goldbrinson threw for 109 and a pick. I mean, what else you need to know? You got to be able to move the ball. They'd had less than 300 yards total. You ain't going to win many games like that, especially against a Hawaii team that's known for offense. I mean, their defense played great. 306 yards given up. That's not bad. Um, Offense got to produce a little bit. That's going to be a problem all year. Stanford's going to be tough for getting them to get some wins, man.
Yeah, so they only got two touchdowns, right? They only got two touchdowns.
Defensive
One
touch.
of these touchdowns was going into the half. And if you were watching the game, if you didn't know, I don't blame you because there was a lot of great games on. WK was playing at the same time. But Stanford gives up two 15-yard penalties on that drive. Now, if they scored 8 touchdowns, it would be different. But they only scored 2 and they gave up 1. So they probably would have won the game if it wasn't for that. But we got proof here that pretty much cost them the game. And their defensive end made a great play, and then we got it here. Dalton, what's your thoughts? So defensive end comes in here, makes a great play. They're trying a little trick pass, little reverse. He stuffs it up, and then does a TikTok dance, and this is the second 15-yard penalty, and then they score like the next play. I think. What are your thoughts, Dalton? I mean, they said they were going to crack down on the celebrations this year on all levels, college and NFL. This guy made a great play. I get it. I don't think you should be celebrating first downs or just like a 4-yard catch or when a DB like does a celebration and it just bounced off the receiver's back or something, or just it wasn't catchable and they just go. I get that. But a sack and a touchdown are two things I think you should be able to celebrate on. Am I crazy?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of lame for sure. I don't like it. I think he should be allowed to show emotion.
Yeah, I get the dance. Like if you don't like, I don't have TikTok. I don't like TikTok, but like, he it wasn't too crazy. He wasn't standing over a guy or getting that because that's what they're kind of getting at the taunting and stuff. He
That's
was
what
yeah, he wasn't standing over the guy or nothing, and this pretty much cost him the game. So this is the second 15-yard penalty in the drive. Our coaches always just say it. Every coach says it. Penalties kill drives, and they had two 15-yard penalties in a row on the same drive, and it cost a touchdown and they were the underdog by the pull the upset. But Andrew Luck in his debut as GM and Frank Reich at his debut as head coach couldn't get it done.
You know what else had insult to injury was the guy that scored the touchdown was a Stanford transfer,
Yes, on his old team. Yeah,
Jackson
I seen that.
Harris. Yeah.
Well, then Stanford's got Tyler Lockett's little brother on the team and they're not like you're not throwing it to him every play. You should be throwing it to him every single play. His brother's in the league. His brother's a dog. Throw it to him.
He didn't have no catches.
I know. They should be throwing it to him every play. He was open. He was on the field. But I don't know. I think it was a winnable game, and you hate to see I think penalties kill the game, and the refs kind of decided because the quarterback is good. What's his name? Alejado,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, he's good, but
I
he
like
had he had a Mahomesy game. I will say right now, he's tough. He's a tough dude. He's really tough. He stood in there. He got hurt. His ankle was hurting. People were trying to hurt him. He was out there mouthing right back to him. I loved it. I loved it. I really loved the attitude. But I think it didn't win because of him. They won because the defense gave up two 15-yard penalties in a row. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
call that hate, and I'm just really keeping it real. I mean, Stanford did play a decent game. Their quarterback is not mobile at all. They are a tight end heavy team, but I think we'll see what Andrew Luck does. You think Andrew Luck's going to have success as a GM in college football?
No, not at Stanford.
I mean, he's probably not going to go anywhere else, because it's his alma mater. It's pretty much he's probably only a GM because it's his alma mater. If Kent State hit him up to be GM, I'm sure he'd be like, "No, I got other things to do." Right? I mean,
Well, Kent State, yeah. What about I don't know, Wake
most
Forest?
schools, he's like, "No."
Somebody a little better than Stanford, not worse.
Yeah, but if you're better than Stanford, you really don't need Andrew Luck. You got a real GM who's done it before. This guy hasn't done it before.
Yeah, well,
I
I don't
mean,
know. Stanford's cooked, I think.
I agree. I think this was a really big game, and I think they could have had a lot of momentum coming off this game if they would have pulled this upset off in Hawaii on the road, time difference, and being able to get on that plane with the dub. I think that would have set the tone for the season. So
ACC got worse adding Stanford and Cal. That's crazy.
I know.
You just got two easy games now
Did
instead
the
of
Big Ten? I think the Big Ten got worse adding Cal.
no. That's ACC added Cal. So I'm saying they added
Oh
Cal.
yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
Cal and
Cal.
Stanford, right? They added both of them, so you just got two easy games now instead of just leave them. You shouldn't invite
My
either
bad.
one.
I was thinking
They got
USC.
their GPA up though.
Up until this point, USC hasn't. I mean, what are they doing for the Big Ten? What's
They're about
UCLA
to,
doing?
they're about to
What are,
Oregon too.
I know those are good, but the UCLA and USC one I didn't get. I didn't
USC
get it,
is still a big name.
huh?
USC is still a big name.
Yeah, I know, but they're just
They
a
might be
lot.
good one day again. You like them a couple years.
Yeah. Oh, I like them. Yeah, Clay Matthews, man. I mean, you gotta love Clay
You
Matthews.
said you think they're gonna make the playoffs in a couple of years.
Yes, in a couple of years, I think if they keep the commitments they have right now, because they got a lot of guys, that's committed, but they have to keep them. And I don't know, if they make a coaching change, that changes everything. If they get it done, it's such a big proven year for so many teams, players, teams, guys on their fifth year, guys on their sixth year. You seen Robbie Ashford got named the starter today for Wake Forest. He's on his like fifth year, so I mean, a lot of these guys, it's proven year for them in a lot of levels, right? So a lot of it's a prove it year, like in college. We want to see if you can finally be a college dude. A lot of it's a prove it year. All right, you had a decent year. Let's see if you can put it together and put your name on the prospects for the draft. Coaches, we're going to see if these coaches can do it again. Indiana with Kurt Signetti, like, can this dude do it again? Like, I think it's a prove it year for a lot of people, right? Florida,
Yeah,
your Florida Gators, man, it's a big prove it year.
yeah, us for sure. Venables, Oklahoma. Def-
Alabama,
Definitely Sam Pittman, Arkansas. A lot of guys, yeah. Could be a lot of new coaches next year. Kentucky, Stoops, not looking good there because they probably aren't gonna have a good year. So,
Florida State. I think Florida State's a big prove it year.
how many games do you need to win though? Just like eight.
Just do something, man. Do something. I do if fade Florida State if you're looking for an easy bet this
One,
week. Yeah, really, yeah,
famous
very.
wins over. Florida State be lucky to score more than 10.
I agree. I agree. All right, so man, we had a great week zero. Obviously, these are our shorter shows because we didn't, have to punch to predict. Just had reacting, got our MVP and Mcivor. I mean, Mcivor, what a name! We previewed so many players with all the conferences, and he's obviously on the list of just great names, and he's going to put his name on the list of WKU quarterbacks. I mean, we're kind of a broken record here, just kind of giving WKU love with all their quarterbacks, but not many teams have put this list together of just putting guys in the league.
Yeah, especially at the FCS, FBS, not Group of Five level. It's
Yes,
impressive, man. It's impressive.
like
Great program. Great jerseys, great branding, and good quarterbacks, good receivers, good offense.
Yeah, it's been great, man. And then we got a loaded week 1 here. Let's talk about it here for a second. We're gonna have some great games. We have Clemson, LSU. We got Ohio State, Texas.
Yeah, Miami
Those
Notre Dame.
Miami, Notre Dame. I really want to take Notre Dame on that. Miami is the favorites right now. If you're a daredevil, but I don't think you'll be a listed as a daredevil for long because I don't think Miami's gonna. This is the most favored and the best Miami's gonna look all
It's
season.
Notre Dame's favorite 2.5 now. I guess it changed,
Are they? Wow.
which they should be, but
I agree.
they got a new QB.
I agree. CJ Carr, right?
I mean, how good is he gonna be?
So many teams bringing in new QBs this year, bro. It's crazy.
Jaden Greathouse is back though.
Yes, he is. He's a wide receiver, right?
Yeah, he balled out in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. Really excited, man. And then Nussmeyer and Klubnik. I mean, we're
Yeah,
looking at two potential Heisman candidates here. Catch us here on Wednesday night, and we will be live doing our full preview of all these games. Just want to, I mean, it's hard not to talk about them just a little bit, though. But before we head out of here, what is your thoughts going into that game? Because obviously that's going to be on our pick six and our top six games.
uh, can LSU's O line win the game? Really? Can they win up front? Clemson, best D line in the country. Peter Woods, T.J. Parker. LSU replaced a lot of starters: Will Campbell and Marie Jones. Who wins the battle up front? Asmeyer needs time to throw take them apart. If he has time to throw, he'll be fine. But the O line's got to hold up.
Agree, agree. Yeah, and a lot of teams are coming out with their 53-man roster in NFL. Oh yeah, speaking of NFL prospects, Big Citrus. What do you think about Big Citrus?
Dominique Orange.
Dominique Orange.
I forgot. I meant to mention him earlier. He had a great game. That's why. Great run
Yeah.
defender, man. He's probably gonna go. He's probably top 100 on my board.
Yeah, Anthony Russo, a draft professors, shout out to him. He pretty much quoted an old tweet from last year saying how he liked him as a top 50 this year. What do you think about that? Possibly working his way up to a top 50, 60?
I mean, maybe that's I was being. I was just saying how top 100 to be safe at first, but he
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
a little more pass rush upside for me to get the top 50. But great run defender at D tackle position. 324, great size, great nickname too.
Dude, I'm drafting him off nickname alone. Big Citrus, bro. How does he not have an Orange Julius NIL deal?
mm,
What's some other citrus like NIL deals he could have?
Tropicana,
Sunkist, Tropicana. What's some other ones?
lemonade,
Oh man,
any lemonade. Any lemonade.
yeah, bro. Big Citrus. They got to get on that. He's got to get a good PR team. He should have transferred to the Syracuse just off strength, off name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Syracuse Orange, Dominic Orange. Yeah, that would have been
What if
hard.
they play for the Orange Bowl?
They might. They're good. They might win the conference now. I mean, shout out Iowa State, our conference champs. Both of us, are collectively picked K State to win it.
We did.
Great start for us.
I know, I know. Let's get we can admit it. Our picks, we did miss a couple. We took Stanford on the upset, and we did take Kansas State, so it's okay. I mean, we went 3-2, right?
Not the
Yeah,
best, but hey, we're over 500.
3-2, and then I think we're gonna have obviously a pick six, which is 6 games every week. But I think some weeks are gonna call for like a pick six plus, pick six plus a few, pick six plus a good bet, pick six plus like FCS, something to just great matchups. This week we'll see Delaware State take on Delaware. Deshaun Jackson making his head coaching debut. See if he can make the upset against Delaware, making their FBS debut.
5 days of games this week.
5 days of games. We are
Thursday,
here.
Thursday through Monday, man.
We're here. We're
Pretty
here.
crazy. You get
Really excited.
what's NFL start? Is it like the week after?
Yeah, yeah, because there's a bye week and then they think right, and then they
NFL's
and
the
they
7th. So yeah, this is the week 2 will be NFL and college football. So this week coming up, and then next week you got NFL and college. Football is officially here in 2 weeks, I guess. It's here for me when college starts, but a lot of people, like NFL.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Love it. All right,
Fantasy,
so
fantasy's fun.
fantasy, yeah, a lot of I was out to eat earlier and I heard of people doing fantasy draft out there on the patio, like they were eating on the patio
Some
doing
crazy
their.
stories this year about guys picking people crazy early.
I got one for you.
I seen
My
the Mario 1-1.
I got one for you. My brother Corey, obviously, He had his draft. Somebody in his draft picked Joe Burrow, the second pick in the draft. You think about that.
He's the third quarterback taken, or maybe four, because you need some rushing with your QB. That's why Lamar, Josh Allen's one, two, for sure. And maybe even Hurts before Burrow.
Do you judge people? Because I'm not a fantasy expert. You're the guy that's in fantasy leagues and winning them. Out of it, all the people I know, you've probably won the most.
Yeah.
Especially with you're in dynasty leagues and stuff. Do
Yeah.
you um, do you draft quarterbacks differently if it's a two quarterback league or one?
I've never been a two QB league, honestly. I've been in a lot of leagues, but never a two QB.
Okay,
But
okay,
QB is really the least important. It just sometimes
I
I go
know.
week to week with QBs. It depends on the matchup. Like, I mean, you can get Stafford late. If Stafford's healthy, he's putting up numbers.
I'm glad you brought up Stafford. Can I have a story for you right before we end here? Tail end of the story. All right, look. I'm at my niece's birthday party. Lovely niece. Her name's Holland. She just turned 2. Right. We're talking ball there. My nephew on my brother's side. He says to me, quarterbacks. I love talking quarterbacks. He says Dak Prescott's better than Matt Stafford. What do you think about this, Dalton? I got livid.
He's crazy.
I said I will take Matt Stafford at any point in his career over Dak Prescott.
Any year.
Any year.
He never really had a terrible year. I mean, he took Detroit from the gutter. Uh, he had a couple really good years in Detroit, and then won a Super
He
Bowl.
was kind of getting like mad at me, like I didn't know. Like you're crazy. You don't know ball. You think Dak Prescott? I was like,
He's got a ring and he got a ring. Like
he's young. He's younger. He's like 19, 20.
you don't know
But
Stafford, yeah. You don't know young Stafford either.
I was like, I tried to tell him. I was like, dude, he was drafted number 1 overall.
You don't know old gunslinger Stafford.
Yeah, I think people just don't give him a lot of credit because he had Megatron, right? Calvin Johnson.
I mean, Calvin Johnson had most receiving yards in a season, but somebody got thrown the ball and it was Stafford.
Heck yeah. You think Golden Tate would have had all them yards if he played for somebody else?
Right,
Or
Golden State went out there. Yeah,
he
he
was
did
a
go out
nice
there. Marvin
bag.
Jones.
Yes, they had Reggie Bush had a good stint at Detroit, right?
Yeah, Eric Ebron,
It was respectable. It was respectable.
Brandon Pettigrew.
Pettigrew,
A lot of
Pettigrew.
guys made better than they were.
He
Stafford
did.
elevated talent, elevated Cooper Cup. We seen what he's been the last few years. He still has
Agreed.
Stafford, but that one year he made the best receiver, second best year ever. I mean, he only needed 13 more yards to break Calvin's record that year.
Yeah, I know. People sleep on Matt Stafford. I know people like to use the term ball spinner now. He's one of the best ball spinners in the league. I mean, you best believe it. I think he's right there at the Aaron Rodgers, probably if not better. I
He is
think,
now.
huh?
He's Baron Rodgers now.
Yeah. Oh
Rodgers
yeah.
ain't one of the best ball spinners anymore.
Oh yeah. I agree.
I
Heck
don't.
no. I'm a Green Bay fan. I was out on Rodgers pretty much the day after we lost to Brady in that playoffs. Even though that game wasn't his fault, but just his demeanor. He just one of the worst teammates, dude. You could tell. But I think that's kind of come to light. But yeah, man, it's a great week 0, Dalton. Here to take a look last bit of the scores. Congratulations to all the teams that got the win. Look at our social. If you can take a look at our players of the week, you can keep up with that every single week like we did last year. One thing I'm excited to keep going there. So shout out to Maverick Mcivor to getting the win. Dalton, you got any closing thoughts as we get back? And we won't be back until a couple days here, Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'm excited for the whole slate, man. 5 days of games, can't beat that. You ain't gonna be bored Thursday through Monday, so that's always good, right?
The best
Solid week 1 games too. Week 0, whatever. Iowa State, Kansas State. It was a good kickoff to the year.
was.
The second half was great. So excited to watch Florida too. We should win like 60-0, hopefully.
Hopefully, y'all got LIU. It's going to be a good game to see, and we'll have everyone covered. Come back here on Wednesday, and we'll have full preview of all the games, top 6 games, and other storylines throughout the week. We're going to have some news that breaks throughout the week, as we always do with the football season. Keep us dialed. Follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, all that stuff. Give us a like if you could. I hate saying that. Give us a like, comment. No, I hate saying that, but it really does help, and we appreciate everyone that's been viewing on X. And shout out to Winton Woods. Me and Dalton was in Cincinnati at Winton Woods High School. We just put out the interview today with Bryce Sean Brown, the quarterback in Winton Woods, who led his team on a game-winning drive with a couple minutes left. It was real fun, wasn't it, Dalton? Great way to
Great
start the
game.
season.
Great game. I didn't know who was gonna win. I was scared.
I was scared too. It was a great finish. We had a lot of guys that have a lot of bright futures in that game. Rael Kelly, safety, he's going to Alabama, and then Bryce Shawn, our guy, is going to NIU next year, play for Coach Hammock, and one of the best young coaches in the whole nation. Man, real excited to see what his future is for him.
Yeah, a great win last year, obviously over Notre Dame. Kickstart your career. That'll really do it. So excited to see how he does this year. Follow that up, see if he can get another big win, or just have a good year.
I think he will. I think he will. I think it's a thing to come here with him, and he's got some good players coming in. One of them being Bryce Shawn, our guy. We know the quarterback room is going to be in good hands once he gets in campus because that dude is just so fun to talk to. One of the best personalities. You don't. He doesn't seem like an 18-year-old kid, or like he just seems like just a normal guy, and he's just real an infectious personality. And you can even see it in the interview. Just a short interview we have. He's excited to be the leader of his team. He's cool, man.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I would like to have him on my team.
Yep. Shout out to him and all of our guys balling out, man, every Friday. Shout out to William Jackson down there in Georgia, Camden County, absolutely killing it. If you've seen it, we've been posting him every week. He's been going crazy there and finally getting his chance to show his talents as a junior. And he's got a lot of offers coming in. He's got South Carolina. He's got Virginia Tech. Florida's looking at him. They haven't offered him yet. Hopefully, your Florida Gators offer him soon. Come on, Florida. Come on, offer our boy Will.
We need to. We need to. I love him. So that'd be great.
I love him too, bro. He's a real good kid. We met him coming off his freshman year. He was throwing with the best quarterbacks in the nation. Tavian St. Clair, who was a number 2 quarterback coming out last year, who's at Ohio State now, a freshman. He was amongst all him and a bunch of other guys, and this guy's like, hey, this guy's pretty good. We walk up to him, he's like, oh man, so what grade you, junior, senior? He's like, no, I'm a freshman. Just got done with my freshman year. And me and Dalton immediately knew right then, we're like, all right, we got something here. This guy's
Hey,
gonna be a
bro.
dog. Yeah, he's the dog. So look at him on our socials on X. We got him posted all the time. William Jackson. If your team's needing a quarterback, your favorite team, trust me, that's going to be a guy to look at because he's a dog. Catch us here Wednesday night. Any closing thoughts, Dalton?
No, man. I'm just excited to talk about the good games. We'll have a lot more good games this week.
Heck yeah, man. We got the creme de la creme. We got tail of the tape, some heavyweight matchups. If you don't like these games here, as they say, check your pulse because it's some great games coming, right?
Oh, every day is one good game at least. Can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great weekend.
I know. It's great.
Long
Stay
weekend
tuned.
too, holiday weekend.
Yeah, holiday weekend, Labor Day. Yeah, shout out that Labor Day weekend. I hope everyone has a great Labor Day. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and we will see you before then. Like we said, Wednesday night, and we'll have some more stuff as our preview show will continue. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you Wednesday night.
Yep. See ya.
Peace.